it's me. And him. And we watched Signs. I never thought it would happen, but I figured I've made you watch enough terrible movies that I should give you one.
I didn't think you were ever going to watch this for a Horror Nights marathon.
I know.
Although this is, I don't know if you remember, I said I wanted to see if you were going to put a certain movie in the thing.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't going to tell you. This is not that one.
Okay. I didn't think it would be. I didn't think you'd expect me to put this in.
Yeah.
I wasn't even really expecting me to put this in.
Good surprise.
But yeah, I'm going to go first, because I know you already had a lot to say about the movie, because you like this movie a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen it the one time. I think we saw it in theaters, if not shortly after. We saw it the year it came out.
I saw it with Grandma and Carly in Lockport.
Okay.
I don't know if I took you back to see it after that, because I liked it so much.
I know I saw it with you. It was the year it came out. I'm pretty sure it was in theaters. I don't think it was on home video. It's weird to say home video, but realistically it would have been. It would have been on VHS. But yeah, so I haven't seen it since then, 23 years ago. And watching it now, I don't think it was as bad as I remember it being. I remember not liking it at all. I remember thinking this is a terrible, stupid movie. And watching it again, it's not that bad. But I do have to say, the ending is very convenient in the same way that The Lady in the Water was, which is also a Shyamalan movie. But the big twist at the end of Lady in the Water, which is also the one at the end of this, is just everyone had a convenient quirk. And that's how it ends. It's the girl, for whatever reason, always had half-finished glasses of water. She's like, oh, this one had dust, or it's contaminated with a hair, or whatever. And so she was leaving cups of water everywhere. And then the brother there, used to be, the home run swinger, and he just always swung. That was his thing. He would never hold for a ball. He would just swing at everything. And then the little boy had asthma, and in the end, his asthma saved him, and the guy having his home run bat and being the swinger helped him beat the alien. And then when he got knocked over, it spilled the water glasses, which happened to be everywhere, which is why they won the fight. It was all just very contrived and convenient. So I don't love the ending. But other than that, it wasn't a terrible movie. I remember it being just really not good. But it wasn't really not good. It was fine. And now you can say all the good things you want to say.
No, I don't mean... Did we do... I can't remember. We didn't do this in a marathon ever, did we?
This? No.
No, never. Okay, so I've never talked about it on video.
No.
Here goes.
This is going to be a long one.
Okay. I'll give you all that stuff because I agree. It's a little too convenient.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it wasn't because that does diminish it. But the fact that it's such a subtle movie and it doesn't cross the line into boredom for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it's like Jaws or Jurassic Park or any other really well done monster movie where it's glimpses that are built up really well to a really good climax.
Yeah. I remember that being a big deal at the time. That first reveal in the children's party tape. I remember that reveal being a huge deal. Everyone talked about that.
It was. Because it was so unique. Every other alien movie we'd ever seen was always cities on fire being destroyed by aliens.
Yeah.
More action adventure.
Yeah, it was all Independence Day kind of stuff.
Right, independent, yeah. So for this one to take a quiet, subtle country,
mm-hmm.
a lot of stuff happened during the daytime.
Yeah.
It really it was a shock to my system that, it was that effective, being that subtle, and
mm-hmm.
it just built up so well. And even back when I was a Christian, the faith part of the movie always bugged me because it felt a little boggy. And cutting back to Colleen, the wife, being
mm-hmm.
In the accident, that was always a little bit much, but now I appreciate it more. I appreciate how it flows. I wouldn't change much. I would figure out a way to be more convenient with the whole water thing.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of funny and quirky, but at the same time, like you said, it is too convenient.
Yeah. I will say you mentioned the faith thing, and I have a thought there too.
Mhm.
It's I don't care that that's part of the story. Like that's fine. That he was the pastor and then he lost his faith and all of that. That I totally get. The only thing I don't understand is like at the end you see him. He's putting the collar back on. Like he found his faith again. He's going to go back to church. But I feel like this would have the opposite effect because now we know aliens are real and life exists beyond this planet and the universe is just infinitely bigger now. And, like, there's no more denying that. It's in your face. Everyone saw it. I feel like that would, even if it didn't eradicate faith and religion, it would change it drastically. Like, there's no way you just go back to church and be like, okay, this is what happened in the Middle East 2,000 years ago when God created this planet. Like, everything's different now. We know there's other life on other planets and other beings. Like, I feel like that would change your religion.
Mm-hmm. That's my big gripe with the movie, too. Like, everything was convenient. The water, Meryl always swinging, the asthma, and it was all to help Graham refine his faith. It's hard. It's like I agree with you, because it's hard to walk that line where if there is a God and he didn't tell you about aliens, but he created aliens, then that's a pretty dick move.
Yeah.
So
I feel like that's an important detail.
Yeah, like...
Especially if they're going to show up at some point.
Yeah, that's... So, yeah.
And that's the last thing that we hear, too. That is the last dialogue in the movie is the little boy there, Morgan, asks if somebody saved him, which is a weird way to phrase that. That's not how the kid would ask that question. But Graham says, I believe somebody did. And that's it. That's the last dialogue we get, is him getting his faith back. I'm like, that's not the reaction you would have there. Like,
right, it's like a doctor saving a patient and then the patient going,
died.
Thank God for...
Yeah. It's like half the world just died. You know aliens are real. Your house is destroyed. Like, your first thought is not, well, I totally believe in God again. Like, that's not how that plays out. You've witnessed the unfathomable. Like, that's... I'm sorry, but no.
What? Alright, so that's all good and well. I agree with him on all the points. But to me, this movie is great because the subtlety of the horror was so effective. So I saw this movie with Grandma and Carly. I spent the night at their house, which is in the middle of town, but their house is similar to what that house in the country looked like.
It was right across from that park.
With a porch, with old glass windows, and I was so terrified that I slept with the lights on, door locked. I pulled the dresser in front of the closet door because I was like, I didn't want the closet door to just randomly open in the middle of the night. I didn't sleep until the sun started coming up. It was like the most terrified I'd ever been in my life up to that point, and still no movie has topped that for me. It was like just so well done with the like growing up across from the cornfields, understanding the sounds of nature and the quiet, and all of a sudden something tries to hurt you in just like it was just so effectively done that like it just stuck with me. And I tried showing so many other people this movie, so that's what I must have done. I must have loved it, and I took you to the movies, and you were like, meh. And had other people watch it, and other people were just like laughing the whole movie, like, this is so hysterically stupid. I'm like, no, you don't get it. It's scary. Shut up.
I will say, I won't go that far. Like, now that I've seen it again, I'm older, and I've seen plenty of other movies, I can appreciate more. Like, it's not stupid. It's not poorly done. There are a couple times where some of the dialogue is delivered in a very questionable way. But, like, no, the movie stands as a decent story. It's paced well, like you said. You're not bored, even though a lot of things are subtle. It's not slow enough to where you lose interest. Like, I definitely think the pacing is very well done, and this is high praise for Shyamalan because I'm not his biggest fan. Honestly, even his cameo in the movie was not terrible. Like, there's a lot here that is well done. It is a solid movie. It progresses well. The acting is good. The story is good enough. Like, the aliens do look good when we see them. Like, it's not a bad movie by any stretch. It's just... it's not amazing.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine. Everybody has different...
I will say I am a little jealous, only because I have never had that kind of experience with horror. Like, that's the thing most horror people want. Like, they all have that movie, and they want that feeling again, so they watch every other horror movie.
Right.
And I like even as a kid, the first ones I saw were the birds. We had pet birds since I was a kid. It never once fazed me. It never changed my feeling on them at all.
Right.
And then dolls, I saw very, very early on, and I thought that was funny. Like the idea of a doll coming to life and scaring people, I thought was hysterical. Later on, I saw Child's Play, and I got a Chucky doll and used to torture my little sister with it. Like, I thought that was hysterical. And then those were the first two horror movies, along with one other one. I don't remember which was the actual first, but the last was Return of the Blob. And I remember that just sparked an interest in science in me. Because in the end, they always kill the blob with dry ice. And I'm like, oh, is that what dry ice does? Like, it freezes things? And so, like, I didn't even click that this is a monster. I'm like, oh, what a cool science thing. Like, you can freeze stuff with ice. So, like, I never got that good, like, terrified effect. I never had a movie resonate with that way that, like, oh, this is something I should be scared of in real life.
I think for you, the most you've ever gotten is like The Ring with the TV scene and the
yes.
like just the shock value of never seeing something like that before.
That still is probably the best movie experience. Like, I've seen better horror movies, but that experience, 11 out of 10, the best thing that's ever happened.
Right. That's what it is with me.
I had never seen that in film, like that effect when she came. Because you have expectations. When you see films, you get used to tropes, and you know how things are going to progress, just because that's how they always do. So when she crawls toward the TV, you expect the person to back away and turn, and there's like a jump scare coming from the other way or something. You don't expect her to get to the TV and then keep going through, and then to see the TV static effect overlaid on her when she left it, like, oh my god, it was so good. I had never, like, I've seen it a million times since. Everyone's copied it, but the first time, that was amazing.
Yeah, astounding. Yeah, that's how it was with me with Signs. I mean, the first time I saw the alien on top of the barn, and it freaked me out. But then the movie immediately goes to, oh, it's Lionel Pritchett and the Wolfington brothers.
Yeah,
like
you don't even see it enough to know it's the alien.
There's a weird silhouette, and you're like, did I just see an alien? But then, like every time, the leg in the cornfield, the hand under the door, like is just so effectively done. Like you wish you could recapture that magic. And now, like watching it here, like I wasn't scared at all, but like I remembered the fear that I had watching it for the first time. I was like, oh shit, will that happen again? And that kind of catches you up. I will say one thing I noticed this time around that I've never noticed in all my decades of watching this. There's a lot of UFO imagery in the backgrounds. In the stained glass window above the stairs, there's little circles with dome, like flying saucers. The window curtains are flying saucer shaped. From a distance, the flowers on the wallpaper, when they were blurred, looked like UFOs. The banister railing on the stairs was UFO shaped. There's a lot of cool extraterrestrial imagery in the movie that I never noticed until just this watch through.
I didn't catch any of that.
Yeah.
I did notice when they, and they glazed over it super quick, but when Graham was asking, like, how are people reacting, or, where are they, or any of that, his younger brother, whose name I don't remember.
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yes. It is a movie name. But,
Meryl.
Meryl. There we go. He mentioned, like, oh, in Philly, they're doing this, meaning that they're right outside Philly, which I should have known, because that's where all of Shyamalan's movies take place, but it was just, it was funny when I caught it, because now I've seen his other movies, so seeing this one again, like, that just reminded me, like, oh yeah, we're in, one of his films, so we have to be Philly adjacent. Just like his cameo, like, I saw him, I'm like, I think that's him, and then, yeah, it was.
He did a good job acting, too.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
He was the only one in the movie that didn't have a quirk. Like, the pharmacy girl was kind of quirky. The army recruiter was really fucking creepy.
Yes. He was the first one I thought of where I'm like, oh, his line delivery could have been better. Like, I know it was intentional to fit that character in the way, but I'm like, that's... not how I would have delivered those lines.
It's weird, but I get where they were going. They wanted to start amping up the possibility, because he was telling, like, there was always different options of what was happening in the movie, and his, along with Ray's, M. Night Shyamalan's, like, they don't like water, like, those were real, like, what was actually happening in the movie, where, like, what Bo was saying out of, like, the book wasn't accurate. The bookstore guy wasn't accurate and stuff, so I thought that was fun.
Now, earlier you mentioned like the first time you see the silhouette of him up on the barn, how does that? Because now you've seen other movies. How does that compare to like No One Will Save You, where you see that alien coming up over the barn for the first time? The really big one there, like when he first pops up and you get that initial silhouette, and then he raises up and you get the full scale of him. How does that scene compare to
That's a good question.
the silhouette here?
Oh, that's a real good question. I think it's more effective in Signs just because it's just that one and done.
Mm-hmm. Just the quick tease.
Yeah, it's because it's meant to be a slower paced, different movie than No One Will Save You is meant to give you those oh crap moments and that awe for just a moment, but then it turns into oh shit. So that's really effective. But it's just like The Vast of the Night, another great alien extraterrestrial movie where you don't actually ever even see an alien.
You've never seen them in that one.
You see a flying saucer at the very end.
Yeah.
But it's just like the subtlety of things happening and just the hearsay of other people saying that they saw something is just like it's small moments like that are in so few movies that are done so well that they just have a lasting impact on.
Kind of like Close Encounters, where you don't see them until the last 3 minutes.
Yeah, it's what great movie making is all about. You don't have to show everything, and if you can just be effective with what little you do, it's just it makes a world of difference, and it makes people more engaged, and it makes the memory of the movie last longer, and it makes you want to tell other people about the movie, and that's what it's all about. That's what good movie making is. I think it's like if you can pull off what these alien style movies can do in any genre, it's just man, that's golden right there.
Yeah,
that's golden.
So for you, is this a 10 out of 10? Or where would you rate this one? Because I know it has that nostalgia factor for you, because it was the first big horror and alien thing.
Like I said, it's not perfect because of I get what they were going for with the coincidental water and the asthma and the baseball bat stuff. It's pretty damn close, but it's like a 9.5.
Mm-hmm.
It's just that effectiveness of being that scary for me back when it came out, and then the imagery that just lasted as long as it has.
So a little bit of nostalgia.
And then the music is freaking phenomenal throughout the whole thing.
There is a good score. Yeah, it does start out really strong. Earlier this month, I talked about The Shining, which starts out really strong with... It's not even music. It's just these loud notes that are just very deep and resonant and loud, and they're, I think, purposefully not musical, just to put you almost at unease right away, just to be unsettling. And I feel like the score here, it wasn't that same thing, but it did come in kind of loud and powerful, and it set a mood. And I feel like it had a similar effect, where it kind of creates an atmosphere right away and just sets, even subconsciously, an expectation. And I definitely, I do like the way the score went just throughout the movie. The music here was really good.
I will say this. Since we were watching this together with the lights on, I don't think I was scared. If I was watching this back at my place with the lights off, I probably would have slept with the light on tonight. Just to be safe.
Wouldn't have bothered me at all, but...
Plus, I have Ring cameras, and I would have made sure that they were working.
So, I will say, if you would have asked me before this, I would have, just from what I remember and how much I remember not liking the movie, I would have said, 4 out of 10. But, watching it again, honestly, it's not as bad as I remember. It was a perfectly fine movie. I wasn't angry that I was watching it again. I'd say probably, 7.5, maybe. It's above average. It's a good movie. Probably the highest, or one of the highest, I would rate a Shyamalan movie. Easily better than The Village, or Lady in the Water, or Open Water, which I know is not one of his, but it feels like it should be with how dumb it is.
Or The Happening?
Yeah.
Where the trees were killing
It's better than The Happening, for sure. I'd say the only one I can think of I would put higher than this, at least of his horror movies, would be Devil. Because I did really like that one.
Which one is that?
The elevator one. I'm not going to say anything else because I don't want to give it away if you haven't seen it.
I think we watched that back in the day.
I'm pretty sure we did. But, yeah, other than Devil, this is probably one of his better horror ones. Obviously, Sixth Sense is really good, and the Unbreakable trilogy are great, but I don't know if I'd count any of those as horror. Maybe the second Unbreakable one, but yeah, it's a good movie. It's fine. It surprisingly ages well. Like, there was one moment the first time you see the water dripping where it's clearly CG. They didn't use real water. I have no idea why. But other than that, like, the aliens look really good. Just, all the sets and, like, some of the shots they got were great. There were some overhead ones where I wasn't sure if it was like it wouldn't have been a drone because of when it was. So it would have been either a helicopter shot or miniatures. But it looked really good. So, like, cinematography-wise, it's great. The effects when they have them are good. Like, yeah, it ages well. It's a fine movie. So, yeah, 7.5.
Would you, when the dog died, when they forgot to tie the dog up at the barn, was that effective for you? Like, it was just the sound of the dog getting attacked by the alien and just the slow pan into the wall?
The panning was good. I liked the cinematography in that scene. What took me out was the audio, because the dog was still growling while it was starting to whine. And, like, there were times where they overlaid the two different sounds on top of each other. So it's one dog making two very opposite sounds at the same time, and that, like, I noticed it.
It wouldn't happen. It took you out of it.
It couldn't cry while also growling. Like, it can't do both of these at once. So I noticed that took me out. But no, the pan into the wall, knowing the dog was on the other side but not seeing anything, that was actually a really effective shot. Like, that was well done. I did like that. So I wish they could have done the sound right there. Like, I get it. They wanted to make it sound like the dog was still trying to fight. It didn't just die immediately. So I get what they were going for. They had to space the effects out more so they weren't overlapped. But yeah, no. Otherwise, it was fine. 7.5 for me, 9.5 for you. It was a surprisingly good movie. So I will have to retract a lot of my hate for it over the years. It is better than I remember.
Sweet. Yeah, it's been a long time since I watched this movie, so it's great to see
it. It has been 23 years since I watched this movie, so I am older than half the people in the movie were.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Also, I have to say, Mel Gibson is a good actor. I wish he didn't do that whole anti-Semitic weird thing that he did and go kind of batshit crazy there, because he was such a good actor.
What Women Want? That was great comedy.
Conspiracy Theory is still, like, if you saw him in that one where he really starts to lose it, like, oh man, is he good. Like, yeah, I miss seeing him in things, because I know he's back now, but it's just...
Is he back?
He does a lot of, like, dad action movies, like ones that are trying to be 80s action but made today.
Really?
And they're not great. They're not as bad as, like, Seagal stuff, but they're not great. But nothing like him in, like, the Lethal Weapon days. Like, that's what I want, is that Mel Gibson. But yeah, he was a good actor.
I don't disagree.
But yeah, I think we've tangented enough. It's a good movie. Go watch it. And then sleep with the lights on. And I think that's it. So, I'll see you tomorrow.